Welcome investor, here we are back with episode 2 of Brazil Property ROI Series. In this episode we'll check out a specific investment that I just made, but from an investor point of view as objective as possible, going through the key points that we do analyze as investors and consultants. So let's start with location. I've spent a few words already about the location of this investment. You can check out my other videos, which is part 1, actually, where you can check out more visually the opportunity that I've taken for this investment. But in this video, we'll go through the numbers. So I'm going fast here regarding location. Chácara Santo Antônio is located in the south of São Paulo, and São Paulo is located, of course, as you know, in the southeast of Brazil. Then why this location is so strategic? I love this location, and this location is, I would give it 8.5 over 10. This location is pretty strategic because it's nearby from the main corporate hubs of São Paulo, which are two of the main corporate hubs, which is Berrini, okay, which is located over here. It has also a dedicated metro station, Berrini, and also this part of the city right in Chácara Santo Antônio, nearby the Chucre Avenue, which is the main avenue and artery in this part, nearby the Morumbi shopping. Why? It's strategic because many people, they work here. So many people work in these two areas, Berrini and Chucre Avenue. So there are, and here. So being close by to work is strategic for long-term rental. As for location focused on the benefits of short-term rental, we can check out Consulado Americano. We can check out the fact that the American consulate is right in front of the property. Okay, so this is the same street. Here we have the property, and here starts the American consulate right across the street. Then besides this, we also have the Borba Gato metro station, 5 minutes walk, so it's around 500 meters, that connects people with the rest of the city straight away. Then also the Avenida Santo Amaro, this avenue, it's one of the main arteries of São Paulo, so that's another important point to take into account. So location also is interesting for supermarkets, okay, so supermercados. So we have also a supermarket, one of the best supermarkets in Brazil, Pão de Açúcar. It's one of the main supermarket chains. It's located close by, walking distance. And also here we have other two smaller units of Pão de Açúcar located over here. Then if we go to restaurantes, if we go to check out restaurants, we have many restaurants in this area. There are more than what is shown over here, honestly. One specifically that I can suggest as a restaurant is this one. As I'm Italian, this is one of the best Italian food restaurants I've tried in Latin America. So this is advice. The rest that you can find in this video is not financial advice. So it's just our professional experience, and honestly, in this case, it's my investment that I just made, but analyzed from an objective as possible point of view. Then, so once location is, I would say, very, very strong in this case, but also because this is a neighborhood that is growing so fast. It's characterized by a developed part, so there is a part of Chácara Santo Antônio which is highly developed with skyscrapers and corporate luxurious offices and all that stuff. Shopping, the Morumbi shopping here that we have here, it's one of the most luxurious of the city. Then we have many things going on in this area, but this part of the Chácara Santo Antônio is not yet developed vertically. So there is so much potential still in this part of the neighborhood. And many say that it's gonna become, myself included, it's gonna become the next Brooklyn, which is the neighborhood that we have here up north, slightly up north, characterized already by high prices, and it's a high-level neighborhood. Oh, just a disclaimer: we are not selling this project. We are just presenting from a deductive point of view, let's say. Okay, so this project is characterized by apartments with 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms, 30 meters for the smaller unit, for the 1 bedroom, and around 40 meters for the 2 bedroom apartments. So the starting price is 326,000 reais, but this is just for the basic starting price units, right? Always keep that in mind. So let's analyze quickly the building that you can also find more information, of course, in the previous video as mentioned before. And so the building is characterized by a modern facade and all the possible amenities that you can desire as a tenant, okay, that make and define high quality of life in Brazil. So it's modern building, as mentioned. All the spaces are very modern, very current trend style. So full gym, delivery space where the Uber Eats and the Rappi, or what was the name of the main one, the iFood, they make the deliveries, and also the clothes they get delivered once they are ironed, and so on and so forth. Then all the common areas, pretty luxurious, but still not the high level of a Cirela or Eastec. Okay, similar, I would say, in appearance, but still I would give it a probably 8 over 10. Okay, so also the washing room, the washing machines and drying machines, and this is a beauty space, not that common in buildings. Then also the space to park the bicycles, and this is a new one for me. I mean, the pet wash place, not a common one again. And then we go to the non-negotiable, which is the pool in Brazil today. I mean, the pool is key to lifestyle and quality of life, and it's one of the most desired amenities by tenants, of course, to relax. Desired. That doesn't mean that the tenants, they use it that much. It's funny because psychologically in Brazil you have it all in the building, but just few people are using the amenities. It's a funny psychological thing. Once you have it accessible and easy, you give it less value, and you can see it very easily in Brazil. But still, many guests from Airbnb, they do use these amenities very often. So when we go then to the floor plan and the unit analysis, the situation gets much more interesting. We've discussed it in the previous video as well. So here we have the 2 bedrooms. This is very small for kids usually, and this apartment can welcome up to, let's say, 5 guests for short-term rentals. So we have this type of layout, which is a very compact and optimized layout, is not that common in Brazil. I mean, there are so many chances where they waste these square meters and put it in the wrong place, the builders, because it's just cheaper for them, right? So in this case, we have a kitchen that is on the side, on the right side. And then we have the living room here that is closed here by the door, the sliding door, the glass door. And then this terrace, as mentioned in the other video, can be integrated within the living room. And this is the technical area where the external unit of the AC is going to be installed and working. So it's very interesting because there aren't many units. I mean, there are a few, of course, but the majority of units in this building are one-bedroom apartments of 30 square meters, 29, 30 square meters, while the minority of the apartments, they are of two-bedroom compact apartments. That's why I chose to invest in this floor plan, because there aren't many in the city so optimized. And that's a huge plus. So the key point here is that this apartment is gonna be delivered already with the tile floor and the laminate wood style floor. So this detail alone can save thousands of dollars and a month of time or more in the decoration of the apartments once it's delivered. This is not common in Brazil, as mentioned many times before in the previous video. Usually they deliver in São Paulo, they deliver just with the cement on the floor and that's it, and you have to install the tiles and do all the renovation work, heavy work before doing the furniture and all the other stuff. So this detail can save 1 month or more of work, and so the apartment gets much faster to the rental market. So now we'll dive much deeper into the data. Okay, now that's the part every investor is waiting for. So this is a simulation that we'll be conducting. This is not the necessarily what's gonna happen at the specific number. Okay, so this is just an estimate, but it's based on real data. So here we have starting with the short rental potential, we have calculated approximately 63% of occupancy rate. Okay, that gives 19 nights over 30 days, over 30 nights basically, per month, and the average daily rate is around 400 reais. Okay. So this is based on the research that we conducted through RDNA. Okay, as you can see here, occupancy 65% and 400 reais per night. Why is the strength low? Because there are the accuracy here, because there are many properties in this area, and this is very interesting for me as an investor, because it means that we have the American consulate that is attracting many visitors for short periods of time, but on the other side, as on the supply side, we do not have many apartments yet for short-term rentals in this area. So it's having a project that allows for short-term rentals. It's key. It's really opening opportunities in this area. So this is a factor that I've taken into account. This leads us to the calculation that I'm showing here. So as the apartment value, the total value of the apartment is 522, almost 523,000 reais, which corresponds approximately to $97,000. Then of course we can estimate around $4,000 in notary fees and all the property transfer tax and so on and so forth. As for the decoration, I mean, usually I would take into account a higher value for this amount of square feet, but in this case we have, which is an outlier, I would say, we have the apartment which already comes with the tile flooring and the laminate flooring, so that saves quite a lot on the decoration, as mentioned before. And so the total investment is around $160,000. And this implies that if we go to calculate the yield, okay, and that's where it gets so interesting, we reach 14.63 yield on short-term rentals. This is amazing. I mean, and also after all the calculated property management fees that in São Paulo they go between 15 and 20%, the HOA fees and all the key costs, we get to almost 8%, 7.74% net yield before taxes. And I mean, this is pretty interesting, right? Especially compared to the developed countries, we are seeing higher returns in Brazil in this type of opportunities. And this is the pessimistic scenario over here. I mean, this is with the amount of occupancy in percentage and also the average daily rate stated by RDNA. So why can't we do better? I mean, if we apply a better decoration, if we make it stand out, we can do better than this value, which is estimated today. Just to give you an idea, even if this investment is off plan, we are calculating on the present value. I mean, because there are many variables, but if I keep into account the INCC and also the inflation and all, I mean, we would have increases on all of these values, both on the cost side, of course, so if we keep into account the INCC, which is the increase in construction cost materials, and also, of course, in inflation that would help to raise by quite a lot the income as well in the next years, of course. But for the purpose of this analysis, we'll keep it into present values, all right? So if we go to the still to analyze the short-term rental potential of this opportunity, we will analyze also a more optimistic scenario. Okay, here we take into account 80% of occupancy rate that corresponds to 24 nights per month, and we also raise a bit the average daily rate. Okay, so I've also increased a bit the decoration to make it stand out a bit more, the apartment and the unit we are considering, and then so we go up to 20.86. This is truly interesting. And then even if we kill it by a bit with all the expenses, the key expenses, then of course some other expenses can be there, but still these are the key costs. We go down to almost 13% net rental yield on short-term rentals before taxes. This is great, really great. That's one of the main reasons I decided to invest in this project. But then let's go then to the short-term rental analysis, a potential analysis. So just to give you a base, we are using as foundation for our analysis. So this is a similar apartment today, where 2 bedrooms, okay, 2 quartos, 2 bedrooms, 40 meters, exactly the same amount of square meters. And then the amount of rent that they are asking is 4,200 reais per month. This is the package, so the value that you see here below is the package. So the rent plus the HOA fees plus the municipal tax and all that stuff, which is in Brazil is paid usually by the tenant that rents for long-term rentals. But if we go more into the detail, okay, so here, as mentioned in another video that you can check over here on the side, this is a technique that you can use to understand what are the real rental prices that that deals are closed on. So here we have, if you go to real prices, já negociados, already negotiating. So in the same building, we have an apartment that it's 40 meters, 41 meters, so basically the same, in the same building, has gone for 4,500 reais. Okay, and the decoration is not crazy luxurious, nothing nothing exaggerated, right? So that's what I've taken into account, 4,500 reais. Just to show you, it doesn't have a garage spot. Okay, so this is exactly a comparable apartment, very close by to the location. So the location of the unit that we are considering in this video is over, more or less over here, and then this is a bit farther away. So just for the purpose of our simulation, so we are considering 4,500 reais, which corresponds around $800 per month, as the rental gross income, long-term rentals. So usually there are 3 years contracts, and then all the other stay fixed. Okay, still $160,000. So as we can see here, it's a very good return, of course. But it doesn't match, not by far, the returns that can be reached by long-term rentals, of course, in this specific area, in this specific opportunity. Still, it's very good compared to other countries, of course. There are very commonly proposed on the internet. I don't want to make any names. Then moving forward, I want to talk about the payment scheme. So as we are talking numbers, I want to show you the payment scheme for this specific opportunity that I've taken. And this is what I'll be paying along the years during the construction. So the payment we are considering this foreign exchange rates. Then we have 3 key phases in this investment. So the upfront entry payments, so the initial payments in the first few 2-3 months, and then the construction phase. So after the initial payments up to 2029, okay. So 2026, 2029. And then the final payment and delivery. So the majority, as you can see very easily, the majority of the payment, so over 70% of the payment of this apartment, apartments, one can buy several in the same building, not always the best option, but still can be interesting at times. Allow that one has the capital to do so, of course. So the majority of the payment is towards the end. So in the end, when the apartment, the unit is delivered. That's very interesting because it allows investors to invest their capital during the construction phase. In fact, as you can see here, the down payment basically is 12%. That amounts to $11,481. I mean, it's very interesting to give such a small down payment and then pay another 16-17% along the construction, and so that as an investor I can invest in other assets such as the renda fixa still in Brazil, or in my own company and on other investments. And then at the end I can make the final payment of 70% once it's delivered. So this helps also reduce the risk. But still, we remember that in Brazil the majority of the developers, they have the dedicated capital, so the capital de afeitação, which is a capital dedicated just to that project. They cannot use capital from another project to finance this, or the capital of this project to finance other projects. So every project of the same developer is with a dedicated capital by law, okay? And they have benefits, of course, to do so, but also the investor can sleep better, much better at night with the capital de afeitação. So, so the payment scheme is very aggressive. It helps the investor by a lot, and it presents an opportunity for value for money, definitely, because compared to other areas, I mean, such as Itaim BB, Pinheiros, and so on and so forth, Jardins, the square meter price is much lower in Chácara Santo Antônio because the best here is yet to come. So moving on, okay, so the Chácara Santo Antônio is a neighborhood that it's showing investors its potential today, but still it has much to give in terms of appreciation. I mean, here many corporate towers are being built, and also the biggest skyscrapers in São Paulo is built right here. So, and on the other side of the Tietê River, you can see the Parque Global, which is a super luxurious complex of over 200,000 square meters, with also a dedicated unit of the hospital, the famous hospital Albert Einstein, which is one of the best hospitals in South America, ranking among the best in Brazil, in the world. So then going to the final conclusions, of course, that where we want to get to. Location, I would give it a 8/10. Then as for the building, we are not interested that much in high luxury here. We are interested as investors in the yield that we want to get from this investment. So the building, I would give it 8/10, definitely. The apartment and layout, I mean, it's one of the best details of this opportunity. I will give it a 9/10. And then the short rental potential is a delight. Really, really, really an outlier. And then as for the long-term rental, I mean, here we have a good opportunity, of course. It's nothing exaggerated. I will still give it an 8 because this location is going to become much more desirable as we get to the delivery of these units. And then the payment scheme, I mean, the payment scheme is very convenient, the payment scheme. So the value for money, I would give it 9/10. Local market outlook, this market is growing fast and growing for good and growing in the right direction. So it's gonna become most likely the next Brooklyn down the line, down south of Brooklyn, right? And below it's right below Brooklyn, so it's the next step of the development in São Paulo. So I would give it 9/10 again. And the overall score here, we are reaching a 9. I mean, this is a solid opportunity as the final verdict, especially for short-term rentals due to the location, of course, in front of the American consulate and all the metro station and so on and so forth. But also it's a great opportunity for appreciation because this neighborhood, it's one of the neighborhoods with the highest potential. So today it's still on sale. That's it for today, and see you in the next videos.